Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyabilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyananda, we offer our humble obeisance, our humble pranam at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And we welcome all of the viewers across the world, wishing all of the viewers a auspicious Krishna Janmashtami today and a Suprabhatam on this most beautiful auspicious morning. Welcome to Kailasa's Nithyananda TV, and thank you for tuning in to our Satsang introduction as we begin the auspicious day today. As we welcome all of the viewers across the world, of course, we invite you to the celebrations of Krishna Janmashtami, which will be streamed live on Nithyananda TV starting at 6 p.m. today. On this auspicious day of Krishna Janmashtami, we wish all of the 2 billion Hindus across the world an auspicious day. On this day, we celebrate the greatest happening on planet Earth, the happening of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And for us Kailasians across the world, we celebrate Swamiji, incarnation of Paramashiva, and him as a reincarnation of Krishna. Sri Krishna happened in the human body on planet Earth centuries back on this day. He is celebrated by all Hindus as the most perfect incarnation. Today in Kailasa, we have grand celebrations planned along with the incarnation of Paramashiva himself, celebrating him with our utmost devotion. And we invite all the viewers across the world to join us during the celebrations and receive the blessings of Swamiji. For those of you who are tuning in live for the first time, Kailasa's Nithyananda TV, welcome to the official TV channel of Sri Kailasa, the only and greatest Hindu nation in the world, the enlightened civilization. His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam is the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened civilization. His Divine Holiness is the avatar from and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and he has revived the science of power manifestation, yoga, and the temple-based university for humanity. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by His Divine Holiness, and the Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and the Hindu diaspora are all working for global peace and to ultimately give the world a superconscious breakthrough. The Nithyananda Hindu University is the world's largest Hindu university with 150 extended campuses, which is are all together collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving over 20 million source books of Hinduism, including the knowledge on the 64 sacred arts, Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and so much more. His Divine Holiness is the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Shamalapita Sarvajnapitam, the ancient apex body of Hinduism, and he is the present emperor of the Surya Vamsa Durangi Samrajyam. His Divine Holiness has also survived one of the most brutal, relentless persecutions with many assassination attempts on his person and for the character by anti-Hindu elements. Of course, you can explore more of. We're inviting all of the viewers on this auspicious day. Let us take the opportunity to share this satsang. Let's spread the message of Sri Kailasa. In Hinduism, we recognize the happening of incarnations on planet Earth. Every few thousands of years, the superconscious energy decides to manifest in the physical plane and relate with all of us to give the breakthrough which is needed for that time. Incarnations have happened for all the physical breakthroughs that we have seen, whether it is walking for the first time, living on land for the first time, or even developing language. All of this are different breakthroughs that incarnations have happened on planet Earth in order to make this happen and lead the humanity to the next level. Paramashiva manifested on planet Earth in order to lead life at that time to the next evolutionary breakthrough. And today, there are millions across the world who recognize Paramashiva has come down once again onto planet Earth in the form of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, whom we fondly refer as Swami. Physical form and come down from Kailasa itself. And now that the incarnation of Paramashiva is here, it is time Kailasa. Inviting all of the viewers now, let's share this link of Satsang on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of the social media platforms with all your friends, family, close relatives, whomever you think could benefit, whose life will be transformed with the blessing of Swamiji in their life. As we continue to share more and more about in today's Satsang introduction and get prepared for the Satsang and the rest of the auspicious day, we invite all of the viewers to continue sharing on the social media platforms. Swamiji beautifully tells us that there's only one practice which can destroy self-doubt. Self-doubt is one of the most harmful things that all of us experience. Having self-doubt about our future, having self-doubt about even, for some of us, the next step we want to make in our day, our next act, our next decision that we take. And self-doubt has created so much of frustration, anger, anxiety, depression in billions across the world. Swamiji reveals that you cannot actually resolve that self-doubt within you. How much ever completion or how much ever you try to do, you will continue to have that doubt somewhere inside you. It is something that is inherent within us. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says beautifully, if somebody is possessed by a ghost, you can throw a sesame seed on him and that ghost will go away. But if the ghost enters inside of the seed, how will we drive the ghost away? It's the same thing with self-doubt. It enters inside of our completion. It enters inside of our confidence and our powerful cognition. Do we think, oh, am I really following this powerful cognition? Is this powerful cognition really going to work? All of that is nothing but self-doubt. And there is only one way that we can completely eradicate self-doubt from our system entirely. That is the enriching, sharing Swamiji and his teachings with everybody around and continuously taking everyone around, reminding each other of the teachings of Swamiji and continuously connecting back to Swamiji is enriching ourselves and others, which completely eradicates the self-doubting pattern inside of us. And most of us will agree that if we just have that self-doubt removed from us, we will benefit, we will be able to transform so much more. Enriching is not marketing. Enriching is not a marketing strategy. Enriching ultimately is for you to transform. In marketing and other strategies like this, all of the results are external. Maybe some numbers go up, you get some profit or something like that. But for enriching, when we are enriching each other of Swamiji's teachings just by sharing on social media or spreading the flyer or inviting family and friends to the Krishna Janmashtami events today, it is not external, it is an internal process. The results are internal. Completion happens, and ultimately the superconscious breakthrough. Today being the auspicious day of Krishna Janmashtami, we have a special Krishna Janmashtami Day social media challenge that is fun and exciting way to start celebrating and continue this celebration even on social media. In the year 2020, there are so many ancient ways, traditional ways of celebrating all of our festivals, all of our Hindu festivals, and we will be observing each and every one of those. But the most beautiful part is that we can add certain rituals, add more celebration to that now that we're living in the modern day and age, in the day of social media and a digital world. What we can do to celebrate is a beautiful challenge called the Bhagavad Gita challenge on social media. The steps are very simple, and it is a way that we can spread absolute joy and bliss of today to one and all. First, we can download the Bhagavad Gita decoded book that Swamiji has compiled and commented on all of the verses of Bhagavad Gita. You can download this book at kailasa.org/Bhagavad Gita. Once you have this book downloaded, or perhaps you have the physical book, you can deeply pray to Krishna, Sri Krishna, on this auspicious day to reveal whatever we need to have superconscious breakthrough today, to ensure that we have the next level breakthrough today. You can, once we have deeply prayed to Sri Krishna to reveal whatever it is we need for a superconscious breakthrough, we can open the Bhagavad Gita book to a random page. If you don't have the physical book, on the ebook, you can just Google the random number generator and you can go to the page number that is generated by that generator. And then whatever the verse which our eyes fall on first, that is the verse which we can say Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself has revealed to us as the way that we can have superconscious breakthrough today. We can internalize that verse and then share that verse, and whatever powerful cognition you have from that verse on social media, tag 5 people to do the challenge and then share the post with all of your friends. This is a post that's very easy, simple to do, and is a way that we can enrich each other on this auspicious day of Krishna Janmashtami. Today, of course, we are celebrating Krishna and manifesting Paramashiva through love. The greatest dimension of the happening called Krishna is love. The ability to receive and give love. Swamiji always has said the undercurrent of Krishna's life, whenever he killed the Kauravas or he was doing politics with Shakuni or he destroyed Shishubala or killed Kamsa, or played with the Gopikas and the Gopas, or he was revealing the great revelations of the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Whatever it is, everything, every incident, every happening, every dimension of Sri Krishna is expressed with immense love. His politics is an expression of love. His management is an expression of love. His anger is another one expression of love. And his enmity, or what we perceive to be enmity, is an expression of love. Swamiji says, I can say everything of Bhagavan Sri Krishna is expressed in the base material of love. He is a love incarnate, and he is the beloved of the whole universe. Swamiji says that Krishna is the most loved being happened on planet Earth. Other gods all may be worshipped, revered, respected. People used to be devoted, but nobody is loved like Krishna. Even Shiva, you can be devoted to him, you revere, you respect him, you worship him, but nothing like Krishna when it comes to the question of being loved. With so much of difficulty, so many people have sacrificed so many things for the love of Krishna. From the Gopikas and Gopas, the deeply devoted beings who serve Sri Krishna, the amount of sacrifice people have done for his love, leaving their brothers and sisters, leaving the parents, leaving the family, leaving the relatives, giving up wealth, and unimaginable sacrifices. Even if you sacrifice your very life, his just one glance at the corner of his eyes is so worthy. Like the thread connecting all of the flowers and making the flower garland. Swamiji says, if he has to find the center of Krishna, he can say it is love. The story goes to say even that Shakuni, because of constantly remembering Krishna, when he is unaware and he relaxes just for a moment, he also used to have deep, friendly, romantic connection with Krishna. Throughout the Mahabharata, Shakuni was one of the people who continuously held enmity towards Sri Krishna and was continuously conspiring against Bhagavan. Swamiji says, whenever Shakuni comes down from that self-destructive logic that he usually has, he has a very deep and friendly, romantic connection with Krishna. But immediately, the moment he becomes aware, he goes back to thinking about how he should destroy or fight Krishna. Understand that Krishna was able to infuse love even in his enemy's heart. You can't separate Krishna and love. You can remember Krishna, and at the same time, you'll also be remembering the love for Krishna. You can't not remember love when you're remembering Krishna. He is simply the symbol of love, and he is the brand ambassador of love for the whole universe. Nobody is able to again and again sit in his feet. And of course, any word that we put for Bhagavan Sri Krishna is too small for him.
Let us start with the prayer to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Vasudevasutam Devam, Kamsachanuramadhanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Sri Krishna. In his 125 years of life, Sri Krishna met the most beautiful, ever youthful, enchanting presence, a perfect personification of divinity's impression upon mankind's collective consciousness, re-educating the world about devotion and dharma, as well as the ultimate reality. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the only Purnavatar ever to have happened on this planet Earth. After him only, today we revere Swamiji as a Purnavatar and the very biomemory of Sri Krishna himself. Krishna is the first incarnation demonstrated the concept of Leela on the planet Earth. He is the first incarnation who has given enlightenment experience and based on science of living, not science of living, brought in the science of completion. First incarnation who demonstrated that life can be lived from the space of completion. Life can be loved from the space of joy. Krishna is the embodiment of joy, embodiment of bliss, embodiment of life. Among the polluted politicians, he is the embodiment of purity. Never ever he moved into the space of incompletion. Krishna radiates knowledge, love, romance, intelligence, strategy planning. Only he can call as Purnavatar. The power of his presence and the amount of suffering opposition he has to go through due to his pure love, his pure energy, and his pure intelligence. Even after he he created his own kingdom, he had to face so much. Krishna, the sacrifice he had done to establish dharma, the way he lived Dhamma and protected Dhamma, unimaginable, amazing. Swamiji says, when I started to try to talk about Krishna, I am stuck because which dimension can I speak? You can't speak about any dimension. He is so whole. I can say, whenever you try to describe any one dimension, the words look too futile. His wholesome,
It is
his
anti in the
innumerable
elements trying to ban
spiritual
Krishna as the
energies or
lusty
the
guy,
spiritual
but you don't know his
qualities, the whole Hindu consciousness and largest worshipped man. Please understand, the largest worshipped incarnation on this planet Earth is Sri Krishna. His extreme sacrifice. Let us see through this video.
understand it is anti-Hindu elements trying to brand Krishna as a lusty guy, but you don't know his sacrifice. If I talk from the space of Krishna, every king married whom they loved, but Krishna married who loved him. He did not get whom he loved. He married who loved him. And all the women he saved from the demons and devils to give them status. He accepted them as queens. Extreme sacrifice a person can do in the field of love. Krishna is the symbol, ideal of that.
Bhagavan Sri Krishna, expression of Paramdhama. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the Purnavatara who has embodied Narayana, Paramdhama, with all his glory, qualities, and powers. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the 8th avatar of Lord Vishnu, who is responsible for the sustenance of the cosmos. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the being who first set a trend that macrocosm can express in human body microcosm in a full-fledged and a full-bloomed way. The greatest happening that happened is happening and will happen in the cosmos as Sri Krishna. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the extraordinary expression of cosmos and glory personified. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is also the Jagat Guru, meaning his life is a teaching for everyone. In all levels of seeking, no matter what level they are in. As a child, Bhagavan Sri Krishna expressed extraordinary innocence and extraordinary powers. And as an adult, Bhagavan Sri Krishna went beyond the body. He did not leave even idea of ordinary body and reflected the pure consciousness in the human body. Celebration is the essence of the life of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. One of the greatest dimensions of happening of Bhagavan Sri Krishna is Tyaga and love. The ability to receive and give love. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is personally who never gives up on people. He continued and continued till the end of he did not give up. Bhagavan Sri Krishna was the embodiment of causing everyone's reality. He was able to speak into the listening of a listener, causing everyone's reality. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, out of his love and tyaga or sacrifice for the humanity, delivered the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the ultimate teacher, reviving all the enlightenment system existed at the time and compiling it in a form of Bhagavad Gita and sharing with the world. Absolute love, absolute will persistence in dealing with the demonic forces in all types of situations. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is extremely courageous and bold, but absolutely strategic, not to waste resources unnecessarily, even during the wars with the demonic forces. Lord Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, The explanation goes, I am seated in everyone's heart, and for me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Sudama was Lord Krishna's friend and devotee. He belonged to a pure Brahmin family. As they grew up, Sri Krishna manifested the Dwaraka, the land of material pleasure, and got married to Rukmini. On the other hand, Sudama married a simple Brahmin girl and led a simple life, leaving the worldly pleasure, and by worshipping Lord, he had children, but due to his austere living, he remained a poor man, tired and anguished by the poor living conditions. One day, Sudama's wife asked him to seek help from Lord Sri Krishna. Sudama, being an honest and self-made man, felt ashamed to go ahead and ask his friend for help. After being insisted by his wife, Sudama decided to go ahead and meet Sri Krishna. However, he said, meeting my old friend after years empty-handed wouldn't feel nice. Sudama decided to carry along a handful of puffed rice for Lord Krishna. As soon as Sudama reached the place, Sri Krishna received him with warmth and respect. Krishna made Sudama sit on his throne and washed his tired feet with sandalwood and warm water for him to relax. They recall the time spent at the Sandipa school in childhood in the Gurukul. Seeing the splendor, Sudama felt awed. Sri Krishna hospitality and love made him feel so happy. However, seeing the grandeur, he felt embarrassed to take out the gift. Sri Krishna immediately understood how Sudama was feeling and took the gift from him. Seeing a small bag in Sudama's hand, Krishna asked him that what he was carrying. Sudama, feeling resentful, moved forward the bag, which contained a handful of puffed rice. Sri Krishna went forward and consumed a part of the puffed rice, saying that was the best thing he had ever. Sri Krishna thanked him for the gift and requested Sudama to have the meal with him. As both of them sat to have their meal, which was served in exquisite gold plate, Sudama felt sad as he remembered his hungry children at home. He stayed at all palace for 2 days, but could not ask Sri Krishna for any personal favors. On the third day, he was ready to leave back for home. While leaving, Krishna embraced Sudama and asked him to visit again. Touched by his love and hospitality, Sudama thanked him. While going back to his family, Sudama wondered, what shall I say when my wife asks me what I have brought back? As Sudama reached back home, he was troubled seeing that there was no hut. Instead of his old hut, he saw a magnificent palace being built at the same place. As he walked towards the palace, he saw his wife coming out elegantly dressed in beautiful clothes. When Krishna says, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, he only bothers about the time. He does not say, I will happen in same place again and again. He says, I will happen again and again based on time. You see, he is only saying it different times. I will happen again and again. He is not saying I will happen in different places again and again because he is more bothered about the change of time than the change of geography. He knows the future is going to run based on the time, not the geography. The moment the communication revolution has happened, geography has lost its value. Borders have lost its value. Still, some perverted politicians go on hold the concept of borders. I have a vision, a borderless planet Earth where the whole administration should be with universities, not 8th grade failed politicians. Most of them can't even think to run their family just because they learn few ideas, tricks. Somebody, unfortunately, they get to rule. All intelligent people move out of this dirty fight. That's the worst thing happened to politics. All intelligent people doesn't want to fight, and the fellows who want to fight naturally will not be intelligent. That's one of the worst things happen. Even if you see Gita, Arjuna's logic seems to be very intelligent. He does not want to fight, but Krishna emphasized intelligent people need to enter into the fight. Only to a close friend with whom you can open your heart. Your struggles can be open only when you're able to respect somebody more and more by knowing his struggles, the conflicts he went through, success he achieved. You became friend to him. By knowing somebody's struggles and conflicts, if you start judging him, there is no friendliness. It is relationship waiting to vomit enmity. It's a seed sown within poison. Here, Sri Krishna shares Gita to his close friend Arjuna, to whom he called really show Vishwarupa, with whom he has the freedom to say, do it, Kaunteya, son of Kunti, do it. Finally, he goes to the extreme of saying, Sarvadharma Parityaga. Give up all your concepts and ideas about right and wrong. Just surrender to me. I will lead you. To say these words, what an intimate understanding and feeling connection should have. It have been there between this Krishna and Arjuna. He says, drop your life at my feet. I will not cheat you. I will think for you. I will see to it you achieve the ultimate moksha. I will liberate you.
Today, being the most auspicious Krishna Janmashtami day, we have a special Krishna Janmashtami Day social media challenge that is fun and exciting way to start celebrating and continue even on social media. We invite all the viewers to participate in an exciting and new Bhagavad Gita challenge on social media. The steps are simple, but along with other festivities, we can spread the absolute joy and bliss of this day. Here are the steps for you to participate in the challenge. First, deeply pray to Krishna on this auspicious day for him to reveal exactly what you need to have a super conscious breakthrough today. Second, open the Bhagavad Gita book to a random page. If you do not have a physical book, use a random number generator online to give you a number and go to that page number. Just you can Google the page phrase random number generator. So enter the maximum number of pages in Bhagavad Gita, which is 1300, and click generate to generate a page number. Internalize the verse that your eyes fall on, on first, and first, and share the verse. Along with the verse you got, share the link to the Bhagavad Gita. Tag 5 people to do the challenge. You can see the presentation now, how to do this. Sri Krishna is the most beautiful, ever youthful, with his enchanting presence, lived over 125 years on the planet Earth. A few thousand years ago, but he still lives in everyone's heart for those who hear about him. Bhagwan Sri Krishna is the only Purna avatar ever to have happened on this planet Earth. Krishna is the first incarnation demonstrating the concept of Leela on the planet Earth. He is the first incarnation who has given enlightenment experience based on science of living and not science of living. He brought the science of completion to mankind. The first incarnation who demonstrated that life can be lived from the space of completion. Life can be loved from the space of joy. Krishna is the embodiment of joy, embodiment of bliss, embodiment of life itself. Among the polluted politicians, he is the embodiment of purity. Never ever he moved into the space of incompletion. Krishna radiates knowledge, love, romance, intelligence, strategy, planning. Only can he called as Purnavatar, a perfect personification of divinity's impression upon mankind's collective consciousness, re-educating the world about devotion and dharma as well as the ultimate reality. The power of his presence and the amount of suffering, opposition he has to go through due to his pure love, his pure energy, and his pure intelligence. Even after he created his own kingdom, Dwaraka, he had to face so much. Krishna, the sacrifice he had done to establish Dhamma, the way he lived Dhamma and protected Dhamma, unimaginable, amazing. In Swamiji's own words, when I start trying to talk about Krishna, I'm stuck because which dimension can you speak? You can't speak about any dimension. He's so whole. I can say, whenever you try to describe any other dimension, the words look so futile. His Ananta Kalyana Gunas, meaning the infinite, never endless qualities. His innumerable spiritual energies are the spiritual qualities. the whole Hindu consciousness and the largest worshipped man. The largest worshipped incarnation on planet Earth is Krishna. Bhagavad Gita, the book, is the complete essence of Hinduism. This book is the essence of Hinduism, sung by Lord Sri Krishna. Whatever best thing Hinduism has is collected and compiled in this one book, Bhagavad Gita, by the greatest incarnation on planet Earth. Sri Krishna has compiled everything possible in this one Bhagavad Gita, and so beautiful. Even to read, it is really, really, really a nectar. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is the being who first set a trend that macrocosm can express in human body, in microcosm, in a full-fledged and in a full-bloomed way. The greatest happening that happened is happening and will happen. In the cosmos is Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna is the extraordinary expression of the cosmos and glory personified. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is also the Jagat Guru. The meaning his life is teaching for everyone in all levels of seeking, no matter what level they are in. As a child, Bhagavan Krishna expressed extraordinary innocence and extraordinary powers. And as an adult, he went beyond body and did not have an idea of ordinary body and reflected the pure consciousness in the human body. Celebration is the essence of life of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. One of the greatest dimension of the happening of Bhagavan Krishna is Tyaga and love. The ability to receive and give love. He is a personality who never gives up on people, and he continued till the end. He did not give up. Bhagavan Krishna is the embodiment of causing everyone's reality. He was able to speak into the listening of the listener, causing everyone's reality. Bhagavan Krishna, out of his love and tyaga for the humanity, delivered the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. He is the ultimate teacher, reviving all the enlightenment systems existed during that time and compiled in the form of Bhagavad Gita and sharing with the world. Bhagavan Krishna demonstrated absolute life positivity, absolute love, absolute will persistence in dealing with the demonic forces of all types of situation. Bhagavan Krishna is extremely courageous and bold, but absolutely strategic. Not to waste resources unnecessarily, even during the wars with demonic forces.
embodiment of the universe into human form is the most conscious formation in existence. The avatar is the combination and transcendence of every incarnation that has existed. For his purpose on planet Earth, he configures every muscle fiber to every
I have
memory.
taken certain biomem.
Swamiji says, like a paper toy children make to play with, I made this body just to play with. When we choose the material with which we play on earth, we unconsciously or consciously choose what is called the biomemory. The biomemory is a quality associated with a specific muscle belong to a body. When we pass on to the Nikod's lifetime, we choose from a plethora of options to make up our biomemory in that lifetime. When Paramashiva decided to come down in the next incarnation for humanity again, he used the biomemory of Bhagwan Sri Krishna in the making of Avatar. Let us now understand from Swamiji how he picked up the biomemory of Sri Krishna in his own words.
I can say Arunagiri Yogeshwara forms the base material. My body language and verbal language. If Arunagiri Yogeshwara has spoken English, he will exactly speak the way I am speaking. And he is speaking. The body language and verbal language. That's the base material. That is from Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Next, the administration. Please understand. Biomemory can be divided into 4 categories. 1, the experience of God, experience of self, experience of the nature, experience of humanity. All my way of relating with humanity, that biomemory, I got it from Meenakshi. The whole administration, the way I handle people, the way I train people, the way I elevate people is from Meenakshi. My concepts about human society is from Meenakshi. My responses towards the human society, I started doing 2000 years before. That is why it is time-tested, foolproof responses. The body language and verbal language is from Arunagiri Yogeshwara. Administration is from Meenakshi. Strategy planning. These are all small gears. The strategy planning is from Sri Krishna. And there are some more masters biomemory, which is there in the body.
This very quality of meticulous planning for the greater good of humanity has proven absolutely vital as we have seen the entire Leela of Swamiji's life play out. So many abusers, trolls, and haters who are fueled by racial hatred have said that Swamiji has run away from the country, even run away from the law. But these racist, supremacist, terrorists do not understand the absolute peril Swamiji's life was in and how vital it was that Swamiji protects himself. It was the ultimate decision made at the right time so that superconscious breakthrough can happen for the whole humanity. The world may not understand it yet, but the grand Leela of the Avatar, the autobiography of the Avatar, will sing for eons to come about the most perfect, precise, and accurate decision made out of his pure love for this humanity. In around 1995 and 1996, Swamiji had begun his public life and his work to revive the nation of Sri Kailasa. He was volunteering and staying in Ramakrishna Math in Mylapore, Chennai. Swamiji revealed a profound incident that happened at that time. The incident had to do with one verse in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, 50th verse. The translation of that verses are endowed with the wisdom of evenness of mind. Move away from both good and evil deeds in his life, in this life. Devoted yourself in yoga, skill in action yoga. Swamiji's own translation is, in this world, the one filled with knowledge, enliquenced with virtuous and evil deeds. Therefore, attach yourself to application, for application is natural property of skillfulness. The keyword in this verse is Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam. In this verse, Swamiji pronounces the word Kaushalam as Kauchalam. Again and again, Swamiji will mispronounce this word purposefully when recite this word, but there is actually a long story behind this seemingly small error. Swamiji recalls, when I was spending a time as a novice brahmachari in Ramakrishna mission, one day morning, I had a darshan of Devi, something like 100 feet tall, huge form, and I literally felt that the whole thing is sitting on my Sahasrara. It was an intense Bhava Samadhi. I was believing that I cannot move my body now because 100 feet tall Devi is sitting on my head. Swamiji continues, I was just sitting and sitting. So naturally, the news spread in 10 minutes. One told the other told the other. At that time, fortunately, the vice president of Ramakrishna Mission was Swami Ranganathananda. He was staying there in Mylapore, Ramakrishna Math. He is a great sadhu. Being a great sadhu is also not a joke. He is a great sadhu. Morning, he will wake up and his routine was so perfect. He lived about 90 years, but at that time, he was not that old. He just passed away only 2 to 3 years before. Even at the age of 90, he will he will get up, go for his walk, go to temple in the morning and sit in whatever you may call it, visualization or meditation or japa. He will sit like a statue, a powerful tapasvi. Because he was going to temple, one Swami who was sitting outside the room told, Maharaj, Koka has gone mad. Koka was my nickname at the time. In Bengali, he said, Koka pagal hoichi. But Swamiji was in such intense samadhi that he could not clarify to them that he has not become mad. Then Swami Ranganathanandaji just opened the door and looked into see what Swamiji is doing. So he opened the door and looked inside. He looked at the other sadhu and hey, what? He is not mad. He is just sitting silently. That's all. He has not broken anything. Swamiji describes the next events. He says, Swami Ranganathanandaji looked straight into my eyes and what? He kamochi. In Bengali, it means, how are you? Swamiji says, I could not answer. I said, Bhava Samadhi, Bhava Samadhi. Ranganathanandaji just spat on the wall door. Yogaha Karmasu Kauchalam. It was such a strong shock for me. I can say liberation for me. He is from Kerala. So the pronunciation, he said Kauchalam instead of Kaushalam. He said Kauchalam. He instead Kauchalam of Kaushalam. It was a shock for me. In that moment, all that darshan went away. Everything became all right. I can say it was a powerful initiation leading me to the next level. Let us understand now from Swamiji himself exactly what the understanding was about the truth, Yogaha Karmasu Kaushalam, and how we can also learn and imbibe this great truth.
Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a compelling spiritual force of our millennium, founder of an international socio-spiritual movement, pioneer of a modern Vedic renaissance. Born in the sacred town of Tiruvannamalai, a yogi by birth, fearless spiritual explorer, beacon of divine power, Paramahamsa Nithyananda is today an inspiration for millions on the path. Adept in ancient mystical yogic sciences, researcher of the science of spirituality, guru for enlightenment. Every year, Paramahamsa Nithyananda shares with over 1 crore people worldwide the treasures of his wisdom, the joy of his laughter, and the incomparable power of his initiation. Now, Paramahamsa Nithyananda reveals the deeper secrets of life, science of life, Join us every day for an unforgettable spiritual experience.
Let me explain exactly what is Karmasu Kauchalam. Please understand, the solidified emotion, it may be Matrubhava or Sakabhava or Dasabhava, Vatsalya Bhava or Mathura Bhava or Mahabhava. The solidified emotion is Bhava Samadhi. But when that solidified emotion is no more separate from you, becomes part of your very existence, consciousness, that is what I call Karmasu Kauchalam. Means, see, what is solidified emotion? If you are in Bhava Samadhi, means you will see everything as Devi. If you are in Bhava Samadhi with Krishna, you will see everything as Krishna. So much of sweetness will be there by the remembrance of Krishna. When that sweetness becomes part of your action, without even remembering Krishna, just by your action, if you are going through that same intense sweetness, that is what is called Karmasu Kauchalam. Efficiency in action. Efficiency in action means never being tired of action. Any action which makes you tired will make you old, will bring you disease. Your action, when it does not make you tired, when it goes on inspiring you for more and more and more, then you reach the space Yoga Karmasu Kauchalam. I have decided I will continue to make this spelling mistake. I am not going to pronounce this as a Kaushalam. I will call it as Kauchalam only. Let it become my own accent. This is the way I will remember his powerful initiation. That word has hit me like anything. Unfortunately, if I did not have that initiation at that moment, of course, always divine supports you, brings you the proper intelligence and proper time. If I have not had that initiation, I would have been just sitting in my Bhava Samadhi, what is called the solidified emotion. The big problem with a solidified emotion is you can spend any number of years with it and finally you can lose it also. You will not go forward. But once that yoga karmasu kauchalam, that happens, it becomes sahaja samadhi. Unless you show efficiency in action, perfection in action, the emotion you are going through, the bhava samadhi you are going through, will not become part of you. Bhava samadhi you go through will become part of you only when you take responsibility, only when you bring perfection in action. Joy in action.
Next question is from Richa from Bangalore. Swamiji, can you please explain what you mean by efficiency?
Richa, efficiency means efficiency. Efficiency means the action should have its effect on outer world and the inner world. It should be like a double-edged sword. The action should be creating desired result outside and desired result inside. That is what I mean by the word efficiency. If I have to give an example, morning you get up and do yoga. The action of doing yoga should create the desired result in the outer world, means the body becoming healthy. And same way it should create the desired result in the inner world, creating a positive pattern or a positive mental setup, which is purpose of yoga. So all action, same way, if you are creating a relationship, it should create the friendly relationship and it should bring the happiness and fulfillment which you are supposed to have in your inner space through that relationship. So efficiency means the effect of action in the outer world and in the inner world. Unfortunately, whole humanity is established in laziness. Now I am telling you the truth. By sitting in satsang, two things need to be achieved. One, you need to sit in such a comfortable position in the outer world. Another, you are supposed to be in a state which nowhere nobody disturbs. No words are touching you. Nothing touches you. You are beautifully in that peaceful awareness. What you call as your own Sahaja Samadhi, being established in laziness.
The next question is from Akshay Shukla as well as from Jean from Dallas, Texas. Isn't perfection measured by the result of the action? Doesn't that make us focus on the result?
Ajay Shukla, perfection is not measured by the result of the action. It measured by the way you are acting. Understand? The quality of the action, not the quantity of the action, not the quantity which happens because of your action, but the quality of your action. Only when the quality is not there, you will have time to measure the quantity of the action. So perfection is not measured by the result of the action. It is measured by the quality of the action. But I tell you, when the quality is there, the quantity also will follow, even though you don't bother about it. It's like you walk without bothering about the shadow, but the shadow follows you. Same way, in the quality, in the kaushalam, in the efficiency, you walk and it follows. The quantity also follows you. Next, let you all achieve, experience, live, express radiate and share the eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nithyananda.
Now, let's see living with Krishna, the great happening from the life of the avatar. In the Vedic tradition, idol worship is very big part of life. With a tradition that has few thousands of gods and goddesses, each person has their own Ishta Devata, a worshipper's favorite deity. However, there is a huge difference between worshipping an idol and worshipping through an idol. This incident in Swamiji's own life explains that difference. Swamiji was on his way to Somanath, one of the 12 Jyotirlingas shrines of Shiva. In one of the nearby villages, an elderly woman invited him to stay with her. She was a great Krishna devotee and had a small Krishna idol. She would cook some food and offer it to the idol, and then eat some herself. She led a very simple life with few possessions and little wealth, but was very content. She would bring food to Krishna every night and would even talk to him. She would sit by the idol casually and talk to it as if it was real. This was her daily routine, which went on for an hour, after which she would eat the food and go to sleep. After 1 week, Swamiji started preparing to continue on his journey, and seeing this, she began to cry. She promised him that she would never ask him to work and that he could stay with her without any obligations. Now, let's see in Swamiji's own words describe the beautiful incident.
When I was 19 or 20, that was the time when I was wandering, walked length and breadth of India. This incident happened before my enlightenment. I'm just trying to find right words to narrate that whole incident because it's such a amazing, inspiring incident. Sometimes there will be traffic jam in my throat. Too many words want to come out. So I tell them, relax, relax. I was staying in an old lady's house, very old lady. She was living alone, maybe 80 or something. She was having one cow and a small house. From that cow, every day she'll get the milk and make curd and buttermilk out of it. She'll go to that whole village. Village means few streets. She'll go around that few streets and sell that curd and buttermilk. Come back in the night with some sweets or food. She will come back and she had a small Krishna's murti. Krishna statue, small statue of Krishna. She will put all those things in front of that Krishna's murti and speak to him. She will speak to him. Oh Krishna, please eat. Today I got only this much. Please eat. She will spend some time speaking. And then later on she will eat and sleep. First few days I thought, oh, she is just, because of her devotion, she is talking okay. So I was in that same attitude that, okay, good devotee, anyhow she gives food for me, that's all. So why to interfere unnecessarily in her lifestyle? Every day, same routine. She will go to the nearby streets and sell that buttermilk or milk or whatever, curd, and evening she will come back with some sweets and candy and some food for that Krishna and for her, for me also. After 10 days, usually I don't stay more than a week or 10 days in any village. I said, all right, ma'am, now I am going for my pilgrimage because I was going towards a big Shiva temple called Somnath. She started crying. She said, no, Baba, don't go. Baba means father. You should not. I am a sadhu. And what are you talking to Krishna? You can worship, you can develop your bhakti, okay, but you think that he will convince me. And not only she was talking to Krishna, she herself is telling the answer. Oh, Krishna, you are telling you should go. He is a sadhu, he should not stay with me. All right, if you say okay. She is talking for herself and talking for Krishna. She is talking as if she is listening the reply from Krishna. Now I said, it is too much. This is too much. And I went near her and told, Arey, what are you doing? You think that he is talking to you? And she very casually, very innocent lady, very casually, she just held my hand and said, Baba, don't you see, he is sitting there. And she held my hand. I promise I saw Krishna there. He was there, sitting as a young boy with a blue body, whatever way we describe, he was there, just sitting and smiling. Logic can't understand, logic can't explain, but I promise I saw him. He was there. He was there. When she left the hand, again I saw only the statue. The form has disappeared. When she held my hand, just for a few moments, I saw he was there, sitting. Not as a hallucination, no. I saw him much more clearly, deeply than I am seeing you. He was there. Just I fell at her feet and told her, please don't call me as Baba. You are mother. You are 1,000 times more than any sadhu, any sannyasi. All my ego, intellectual ideologies, the intellectual personality, the logical personality simply fell at her feet. She was shocked. She said, Baba, you are a sadhu, you should not touch my feet. It's sin for me. I said, I may be wearing this cloth, but you are 1,000 times greater than any sadhu, any logical person, any intellectual person. If you can open up so much, that statue can become alive. And if you can transmit that experience to somebody just by holding the hand, this is what I call initiation. You are my guru. I told her, no guru can give me darshan or experience just by touching. They can only give mantra. You gave me darshan, you are my guru. Just I fell at her feet. She was shocked. But let me be very clear. I understood the power of opening up, the power of trusting in that incident. That taught me how the power of opening up can transform your being. Nothing else can transform you. No learning, no teaching. Nahi nahi rakshadi tukrun. First time I understood all my studies, because I had a big pride that just by studying, just by reading all and having this knowledge, you can achieve something. No. When I had my darshan through a old lady, her whole wealth is not more than $1,000. Her whole wealth, her house, cow, everything, clothes, everything, if you put together and sell, it will not be more than $1,000. That's our whole worth. That is her property, life and everything. But the quality of life she is living, I can't explain. Living with God. Understand? She is living with God. I was shocked. Just I fell at her feet and did complete namaskar. She was frightened because a sadhu touching her feet, she never expected. I said, you are my guru, you are my master, because not only I have not achieved the spiritual truths which you achieved, the height, not only you achieved, you are able to transmit to somebody just by a touch, just by one touch, she is able to give that experience. She has become a big inspiration source for me.
Swamiji first spoke on Bhagavad Gita in the public forum in September 2005 in Los Angeles. There are many who were very fortunate and blessed to attend those 18 days of satsangs. Swamiji's discourses on Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita are revolutionary. We can understand Bhagavad Gita represent different patterns in us. Very unique angle of presenting the Bhagavad Gita. the Krishna, since childhood, born in jail, immediately had to shift to a safer place, incognito, with the life threat from his maternal uncle Kamsa. He was brought up in Gokul as a cowherd, even though he was born as a prince. He faced continuous life threats. He never relented, but he continuously enriched one and all with his love and compassion. With Swamiji, after he came into public life, he has begun facing life threats and assassination attempts. But through all of that, Swamiji has been continuously enriching humanity with the signs of enlightenment. None other than an incarnation can do this. Krishna was an embodiment of righteousness. We see the same with Swamiji, who has stood up, taking on the responsibility of giving a super consciousness breakthrough. So much of hate speech and character assassination on His Divine Holiness, saying that he is absconding, missing, runaway, at Swamiji shows the non-violent response of withdrawing himself just so that he can continue to contribute. Let's watch a video of Swamiji explaining this.
all conflict, all war, all conflict, all war, all fights are life negative. Even the person who wins the war would have wasted his whole life by the time he wins the war. That is the reason I withdrew myself from this war. They were trying to drag me, understand? The anti-Hindu mafia, anti-Hindu terrorists, and anti-Guru Hindu mafia. The anti-Hindu terrorists and anti-Guru Hindu mafia, both gangs were trying to drag me into their fight. They were forcing war on me through assassination attempts, lawfare, through multiple ways. They were forcing war on me, understand? Even if I win the war in the end, my life would have been a big failure, because by the time I win the war, I would have wasted my life. By Paramashiva's grace, I had the clear intelligence, and Kalabhairava protected and protecting me. Because of Paramashiva's grace and Kalabhairava's protection, I withdrew myself from this war and started doing the real work I am supposed to do. I tell you, ahimsa paramo dharmaha, non-violence is ultimate law of life, dharma. I add one more line, ahimsa paramo buddhihi yuktihi shaktihi muktihi. Non-violence is ultimate bhakti, yukti, bhukti, mukti. Means non-violence is ultimate strategy, intelligence, devotion, and ultimately liberation. I tell you, do not be deluded by your manliness. You will waste your whole life in fights and wars which is forced on you Only in the end of the war, whether you lose or win, you will realize you lost your life. All my disciples use this as a strategy when we are building Kailasa, when we are manifesting Kailasa all over the world. No conflicts, no wars. That is not going to work out for us. The absolute peace is the fundamental condition for enlightenment ecosystem to manifest. That is why Paramashiva withdrew from human society. Even though he created the whole universe, he is just away from universe. He manifested this whole universe, but he is away from the universe. I tell you. Listen to this. The anti-Hindu terrorists and anti-Guru Hindu mafia, both gangs, the gangs who is absolutely anti-Hindus. There is another gang, anti-Gurus but Hindus. This both gang was somehow trying to drag me into the fight with them. They know if I get into the fight, whether I win the war or lose the war, I would have lost my life. So what I need to deliver to the world would not have been delivered. The most intelligent decision I took in my life, I should say that highest intelligence Paramashiva gave me is clarity on what for I happened, and the greatest power Kalabhairava gave me is ability to forgive, not to be angry, not to be agitated, but to be ferocious with what I am supposed to do to the world. Understand? Ability to forgive, ability to be non-violent, ability to be established in ahimsa, ability not to get agitated or deluded in the name of manliness and all this stupid human plain delusion. How long we can tolerate this injustice? All these kind of stupid, delusory ideas. Paramashiva gave me this powerful cognition, and Kalabhairava giving me protection, energy to absolutely be non-violent and make all the enemies irrelevant, redundant. I am too busy in delivering what I am supposed to deliver to the world, this great enlightenment science. The state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva, Kailasa of Paramashiva. I am too busy with that. Focusing only on that. Actually, I withdrew from human society and manifested this Kailasa with the grace of Paramashiva and Kalabhairava to be absolutely in peace and non-violence. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Aparigraha, Brahmacharya, absolute Samadhi space, state, space, powers, being, superconscious, and Kailasa Paramashiva. I tell you.
His Divine Holiness says in his own words, all war conflicts are life negative. Even the person who wins the war would have wasted his life winning the war. That's why I withdraw myself from the war that the anti-Hindu mafia, anti-Hindu, anti-Guru mafia were trying to drag me into this through assassination, attempts, and lawfare. Even if I win in the war, at the end, my life would have been a big failure because by the time I would have ended the time which I had, I would have wasted my time, my life. By Paramashiva's grace, I had a clear intelligence, and Kalabhairava protected and is protecting me. Because of that, I withdrew myself from this war and started doing the real work I am supposed to do. In Sri Krishna's life, from the farm, beginning from the beginning of his life, he faced attacks against him. Jarasandha grew up and became a very powerful king. He defeated many other kings and made them promise their allegiance to him, making him supreme emperor. He gave both his daughters in marriage to Kamsa of Mathura. Now, Krishna killed Kamsa, making Jarasandha as enemy. Jarasandha decided to teach Sri Krishna and the Yadavas a lesson. Since the Yadavas were concentrated in and around Mathura, he decided to battle them and destroy the race forever. Jarasandha attacked Mathura 17 times, and Sri Krishna decimated his army, sparing Jarasandha alone. Jarasandha then repeatedly attacked Mathura, and each time he caused massive death and destruction. The 17 attacks that he led on Mathura had sapped the energy of the Yadavas and stunned the growth of the city. The economy of the Yadavas was in shambles, and the wars had emptied the treasury. Jarasandha was a powerful enemy with a huge army, and the Yadavas barely managed to withstand his attacks. With even the likes of Krishna and Balarama on their side. One day, Krishna received disturbing news that Jarasandha had forged an alliance with several other kings to forever destroy the Yadava clan. Jarasandha had entered into that armed alliance Rukmi of Vidarbha and the brothers Vid and Anuvidha of Avanti. The alliance had only one aim: destroy Madhura and the Yadava clan. There was more disturbing news for the Yadavas. The kingdom of Hastinapur expressed helplessness in coming to the aid of Yadavas. Meanwhile, the alliance began its march towards the Madhura. Thus, the Yadava were left forlorn and at the mercy of a huge force. The alliance decided to simultaneously attack Madura from several fronts. Jarasandha then sent a message to Yadavas stating that they would be spared if they handed the heads of Krishna and Balarama to him. The Yadavas refused and readied themselves for war. Krishna was the only person who repeatedly cautioned his clansmen against the war. He then hit upon the idea of shifting the capital from Madura to Dwarka. Krishna placed the suggestion before King Ugrasena, his grandfather. Ugrasena and all other courtiers and even the commanders of the Yadava army were against flight. Balarama too was against to the move. He wanted to fight against Jarasandha. Ugrasena then pointed out to Krishna that if he ran away from battlefield, he would forever be known as Ranchor, or one who has ran away from the battlefield. Krishna retorted that he had no worry about any new name being given to him. I already have many names and many more does not make any difference. He said, moreover, I am willing to sacrifice my reputation for saving my people and their lives, he said. Krishna is such a powerful strategy planner. When needed, he even escaped from the war field. When needed, he even hid himself. The space of completion he was holding, the space in which he was operating, Krishna chose to run away from many wars, not only to protect his people, but also with great strategy, he made many of his opponents redundant from his life. He sacrificed his name or never bothered when people call him Ranchor, meaning a person who ran away from a war, which was consideredly a very low level act.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Nithya. Nande.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Yajamans, manifestors, Sarvabarityagis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotari, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas, E-Gurukul students, everyone sitting with us, Kailasas, NHU students, Paramashiva Ganas, Paramashivoham Season 9 participants, sitting with us through Kailasa TV, Kailasas, NTV, Kailasas, HNTV. I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Already the Krishna Janmashtami has started. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. The absolute compassion, absolute love manifests with cosmic vision about life. Understand? Already Krishna Jayanti has started cosmically. Even though we will be celebrating it tomorrow, as per the country time, I think 11th, 11th August in India, we will be celebrating. But cosmically, the mood has started. I should say that today's message can be understood completely. Listen to this message. If your vision expands, you ooze, radiate absolute compassion, absolute love, which is power. Understand? Neither compassion nor love is weakness. Both are power. Delusion is weakness. Neither compassion nor love is weakness. It comes from the power of the cosmic vision. And I want you to know whenever you manifest powers, suddenly your being becomes matured. And it starts radiating more and more love and compassion. I have always seen very good power manifestors are absolute non-violent. They just feel everything related to violence is irrelevant. Hey, I am telling you, when I raise myself to a existence where my enemies can't attack me anymore, can't harm me anymore, they become irrelevant. They are no more enemies. Understand this. Ayo, keta vairunju enna avanangane theriyali. See, that is the way I live my life. I just make myself, my lifestyle, space, my mission, and myself absolutely unreachable for the enemies. Over. Then they become irrelevant to my existence. And they are no more enemies. When somebody is irrelevant to your existence, why will you even remember them as enemies? I tell you, really, the simple secret is expand your vision. That's all. Listen, I'll give you an example. Understand, everything in the world, in the universe, is Nithya, eternal. All the good you do is eternal. It comes with you forever. Same way, all the bad you do comes with you forever. The secret to drop the sufferings from the bad is dropping that pattern. See, if you decide to drop that pattern due to which you do bad things, all the bad things you did in the past, all of them lose power over you, they just die. They just die. All the bad karma just disappears, gets burnt. The moment you burn the pattern, karma is also burnt. Same way, at one point in your life, you need to burn even good things. If you do dana of the good things, it gets burnt. If you sacrifice your punya, do dana, it gets burnt. Understand? In your life, you have to burn bad and good both. If you burn only bad and want to enjoy good, you can enjoy. That is also your freedom. Watch today's satsang 3-4 times, because I am going to reveal many of the cosmic vision, the reality of life. First thing, everything is Nithya, eternal. If you cherish enmity, anger, violence, do some actions because you have an upper hand, don't think you can escape from it. Be very clear, good and bad both are Nithya, eternal. You can get rid of bad. Bad can be burnt if you burn that pattern due to which you cause bad things. You can get rid of good when you want to get rid by simply doing dana of that good. Like how Karna gave all his punya to Krishna. Being a great devotee, Arjuna got Vishwarupa only for a few seconds. Karna had Vishwarupa Darshana, and in that space he was given liberation. Karna moksha is not an ordinary joke, I tell you. Karna moksha is the absolute compassion of Krishna. Krishna, in his element of compassion, is Karna moksha. Because how much Karna abused Krishna, I know. The way Karna, just to please Duryodhana. See, Duryodhana abusing Krishna is nothing because everyone knows Duryodhana is shit. But Karna is a man of a character, strength and glory, and certain charisma and energy. When a personality like Karna abuses Krishna, it's a real insult, real abusal. But Krishna using his personal quota. Each incarnation has their own personal quota. They have a veto power to give liberation to any kind of persons, any kind of being. So, Krishna has decided to give liberation to Karna for various reasons, because he himself planned and took that Surya Kavacha and Surya Kundala from Karna's body to protect Arjuna. So he decided that let me liberate, let me give at least moksha. One beautiful thing with Karna, he has done so much punya by dana. Hey, listen, I tell you, there are multiple levels, purposes about dana and dharma and charity in Hindu tradition. Maybe in some satsang I'll explain. Now I'll just give you a few lines. See, there are some kind of charities done to keep the concept and value of currency alive. See, If you make people feel currency is not reachable at all, it's very difficult to get it, currency will lose its value. Understand? If too much of currency is available, it will lose its value. Like you will have to carry $1 billion for your petrol bunk. There are some countries where $1 billion bills have come, $1 million bills have come, but no value. If too much is available, it will not have value. And same way, if it is too difficult to get it, it will not have value. To keep the greed of the common man on currency alive, but not to make too much available and to make him work towards that false idea of currency, the value of the currency is kept. For that, the actions done is called dharma. Listen, in yaga yajnas, large yagas, kings will do this charity. Whoever comes, they are given. That is actually the way of keeping the currency's value alive. Whatever the king decides should be valued in his country, he will do that as dharma. It is dharma with the purpose of keeping the value of that currency alive in the society. If that king feels pearls is the largest gem available in the country and he wants the value of the pearls to be really kept current, then he will do dana of pearls. So the whole city knows, wow, pearls are important, pearls are important, pearls are important. Understand? What I am talking is a very subtle economic principle. Listen, all the big charity done by the big billionaires, trillionaires is just this. They want to keep the value of the currency. They want to make a common man still have hope of achieving currency, so he is forced to work continuously. Listen, I will never believe the charity of trillionaires. If you are having the charity mind, you will not be waiting to make trillions and then start your charity. All right, let's not get into that subject. Leave it. Let me talk about only how the Hindu kings kept the currency current. Currency will be kept current only if the greed and hope is kept alive. See, neither people should have too much, nor they should lose hope that they are never going to get it. So the currency can be kept alive, currency can be kept current only if there is a balance between availability and non-availability. To keep that balance, certain actions are done as a homa, yaha, yajna, a large kind of charities are organized. See, in Hindu tradition, it says that kings from multiple nations will come with the best things available in their kingdom and do large quantity of charity in Kumbh Mela. For example, the Pandya Raja will come with like huge quantity of pearls on large elephants and do dana of that pearls in Kumbh Mela. Why? Doing good is one. Next, the concept of pearl, and pearl is precious, pearl is valuable, is promoted among the millions of people. Understand? Each nation brings their best. Through dana, they promote it, make it as current in common man's life. Same way only the diamond. All the precious gems are kept alive and current. Chola Raja will go with large varieties and different kinds of rice. And not only give food, give charity of the grains also. Pallavas will go with large, various quality and quantity of silk dress and establish their brand. Understand? Any purpose associated with charity becomes dharma, not dana. No purpose associated socially, morally, in any sense, and no direct, indirect benefits are expected, a pure giving is dana. Karna has gained so much punya by the pure dana. Now, if he wants, he can live as Indra due to that punya. But Krishna knows liberation, enlightenment, moksha is much more than living as Indra. And he goes and stands in front of Karna. Last moment. And asks Karna, give me all the punya you have earned. Please understand, Karna knows it is Krishna, not some ordinary Brahmana. He knows it is Krishna. Read Mahabharata. When Karna gives dana, that whole statement clearly shows Karna knows it is Krishna. I tell you, listen. Anybody who knows Sanskrit and English both can make out in my being, this whole satsang is going on in Sanskrit, I am translating in English. The structure of the statement I am making, the structure of the statements I am making, the sandhi samasa connections, and the places where I am connecting the statements and ideas, places where I am leaving it without connecting them, assuming you will connect and understand, this whole flow If you know Sanskrit and English, you can simply make out, I am thinking in Sanskrit and speaking in English. Actually, I am not thinking. It is getting downloaded. That's the truth. It is getting mapped in Sanskrit and getting translated into English. You just see, read the transcript of my satsang or listen intensely the way I structure the statements. How I put the verb, noun, how I connect them. This whole flow, you can simply read and see. See, the language I am talking, the words I am talking, the words I am uttering, maybe English words, but the grammatical structure is Panini's. It is not the English grammar. Understand? Anybody who knows even little Sanskrit and little English can understand this truth I am declaring. Watch any of my satsang. You can see very clearly the Panini Sutra, Panini's grammar-based structure, the statements formation using English words is my satsang. Whether I speak in Tamil or English, in Tamil satsang also, complete Panini's grammar, Panini's sutras, that Mahabhashya structured statements formation using the words which is used in Tamil language. Actually, 60% are Sanskrit words, and in those days there was no separate like a Sanskrit words and Tamil words. It's one and the same, both from the same root. So I don't want to get into that fight. Let me be very clear. Listen, whether I speak in English or Tamil, the fundamental statements I form, the way I develop my logic, the way I connect the concepts, everything, if you see, you can very clearly see inside it is going on in Sanskrit and outside it is being spelled out in English. Any Sanskrit scholar, any person who knows Sanskrit and English can simply make out, I am speaking in the structure of Sanskrit grammar. Same way, if you read the original verses, simply you know, Krishna knows why he is doing what he is doing. Karna knows why he is doing what he is doing. And Karna knows very clearly it is to Krishna he is giving. I want you to internalize this one thing very deeply. The way I form the structure, the way I connect the logic, and sometimes leave it without connecting, expecting or assuming you will understand it as it is. You will connect it and grasp it. This whole flow is not Wren and Martin's flow. Wren and Martin is the grammar book we read in the schools. It is not the flow of Renan Martin. It's a flow of Panini. I use English vocabulary, but the grammar structure, grammar format, grammar foundation of Panini. My statement formations are more closer to Tukrunjikarana than Renan Martin. Understand? And I tell you, if you are listening to Satsang regularly, already your brain has started mastering the foundation of Sanskrit structure, Sanskrit grammar, and statement formation in Sanskrit. See, the way the nouns, verbs, other components of the statements connected, and the concept or the truth or the idea is conveyed, is very profound in Panini. So the structure I am manifesting is from Panini. Panini structure using English words. That is why all my satsangs, digital translation, translating based on computer will be too easy. And the accuracy will be very, very, very high, because what computer does is my brain is doing. See, computer uses the foundation of the Sanskrit grammar and uses the vocabulary from various languages, because the foundation structure of the Sanskrit grammar is the most beautiful, strong, powerful infrastructure. See, think in Sanskrit, you will never fall into depression because your mind can't be broken. You need to know your body is very important for your life, because only through your body you are enjoying your life. Same way, your verbal structure inside is your mind. If you constantly repeat inside that you are healthy, happy, blissful, in next 3 months you will see you are really, you become that. If you constantly start repeating, I believe I am depressed. Oh. If you repeat that for 3 months, you will become that. So consciously, the words you empower and repeat inside you is your mind. That is why I insist on learning a little bit of Sanskrit, because a Sanskrit grammar mind, very difficult to break. Actually, it can't be broken. That's the truth. If it can be broken, you are not thinking in Sanskrit. You may be a scholar in Sanskrit, but thinking in Sanskrit is different. I don't think, there is no thinking in me, but the mapping happens in Sanskrit. You see, pick up my earliest available video. I think earliest available video we have, my satsang is something like 2001 or 2. Pick up that. That's in Tamil, I think. From that video till today's satsang, analyze everything. Whether I spoke in Tamil or English, both language. See the way the Sandhi, Samasa, verb, noun, organizing, The way I repeat, insist, connect few things again and again, and the way I leave it unconnected or without connecting, without being bothered to connect it, some concepts, ideas, words, everything if you see, absolutely, it flows with Panini. Sarve sarvartha vachakaha yoginah pakshe. Patanjali writes in Vyakarana Mahabhashya, Sarve sarvartha vachakaha yoginah pakshe. All words give all meanings from the perspective of an enlightened being. So, an enlightened being is perspective of understanding of statements or sentence is completely holistic. Understand? Maybe some of my disciples who know Sanskrit and English, you guys can do the analysis of the statement I am making. All the statements I form and present will be Sanskrit grammar based, structure based. That is why if you feed my English satsang and translate it into Portuguese or French, the translation will be very accurate. Then anybody else's Sanskrit, take somebody else's English talks, feed them into computer and translate them digitally. The translations authenticity, and feed my satsangs into computer and translate them digitally. The translations authenticity, accuracy, mine will be too high. The reason is computers themselves are programmed to follow the structure base of Panini, because that seems to be the most perfect, comprehensive, best possible structure for translation into any language in the world. Patena varana vidyante varuneshu avayavanacha vakyat padanam atyantam pravivego nakaschana. There are no syllables in words, there are no parts in the syllables. There is no meaning when you break a sentence part by part, because Shabda Brahman is akanda, unbroken. This is from Vyakarana Siddhanta, Vakyabadiyam. The one who is enlightened, one who has realized Sabda Brahman, for him all words mean everything, as he understands all sentences holistically and holistically. HOLISTICALLY and WHOLLISTICALLY. Listen. Now let me convey the truth I am trying to convey. If you read the original verse, when Karna is giving his Kavacha Kundala to Indra, the way he addresses the receiver, it shows very clearly Karna knows it is Indra taking dana with the ulterior motive. The sarcasm Karna is expressing when he is giving dana, and the reverence with which he is addressing the receiver, you can see very clearly Karna knows it is. The reverence and devotion he demonstrates in the words. Karna knows it is Krishna receiving. Listen carefully. Listen. Both Indra also came as an old Brahmin. Krishna also goes as an old Brahmin. Because an old Brahmin will never be denied. Both come in the same disguise. But if you read the statements of Karna, you will know very clearly he is not getting cheated. He knows to whom he is giving and the side effects and after effects. But giver is a giver, is a giver. Mahadani Karna. I think that Surya's DNA, Surya's quality of giving is in the DNA of Karna. If you read the statements Karna uttering when he gives his Kavacha Kundala armor to Indra, and the statements Karna is uttering when he gives his punya to Krishna, you will see very clearly Karna knows what he is doing and to whom he is giving. Anyhow, Krishna receives it and gives liberation. And I tell you, actually I wanted to explain the glory of Krishna, but I ended up in explaining the glory of Karna. Anyhow, here both need to be glorified for their role in this whole psychodrama. When Karna gives all the punya, immediately Krishna reveals his Vishwarupa, one side giving moksha to Karna, other side telling Arjuna, now send the arrows, because all the Arjuna's arrows were not affecting Karna, because Dharma Devata is punya. The punya of Karna was protecting him. No arrows were able to touch. Now Krishna has taken away all the punya. So Arjuna's arrows killed Karna. And Krishna liberated Karna. Understand the truth I am trying to convey to all of you. All punya you earn, if you don't want them, just by dana you can get rid of it. All sins, the sufferings, bad karma you earned, if you don't want them, just burn the pattern due to which you commit those karmas and sins, they will leave you. Understand the larger vision of life makes you deeply compassionate, deeply loving. I tell you, Krishna's sacrifice is more than his life. See, many people will sacrifice everything in their life to have to be known as a great person in the history after their death. Even that is a big plan, to be known as a great leader or a great person, great being in the history. வரலாறு முக்கியம் அமைச்சரே. பல மங்குனி பாண்டியர்கள். So understand, many people will do many sacrifices while they are alive to be remembered as the great personalities in the history down the line. But Krishna, knowing forever he will be called as womanizer, he sacrifices his brand by giving life to 16,000 women he rescued from Shishubala's palace. Listen, I tell you, extreme power manifestation like Krishna will be absolutely established in celibacy. Fools and dash 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 are those who think Krishna is womanizer, that is why he got that 16,000 women. Fool, 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 fool. I can go on, utter this word any number of times. He rescued them. They were the haram of Shishubala. Naturally, in society, nobody was ready to marry them or give life for them. And Krishna cannot tell all 16,000 of them to commit suicide. He gives them, don't worry, you are all my patnis, my ardhanginis. What a sacrifice. If this status was going to be gained, even I would have been allowed to be part of that gang, that team. Where will you get the status of Krishna's Patni? Krishna's Ardhangini. Sorry, it is not Shishubala, it is Narakasura. From Narakasura, he rescued them. Mahabharata mentions as Narakasura. Factual correction. After killing Narakasura, he rescues those 16,000 girls, women. Please understand, in the history, if Krishna was known as a womanizer, his whole purpose, his advent itself may be affected. People may not follow his teachings. He took the risk, saying, the real people who are seekers, who need to be saved, who are interested in real enlightenment, moksha, will recognize what I am doing is sacrifice, not womanizing. He had the kind of the guts. What a sacrifice. I tell you, if you are a devotee of Krishna, understanding the whole facts and the happenings in and around Krishna, you are liberated. Because if you know how Krishna operated, why he did what he did, you will know exactly how your consciousness should operate. As I said, I may be uttering the English words, but my foundation grammar is Panini. Same way, if you understand Krishna, you may be living in the modern world, but your foundation will be Paramashiva, the enlightenment. Your consciousness will be Paramashiva. English words are not wrong. Renan Martin is wrong. Living in the modern world is not wrong. Being materialistic is wrong. Understand Krishna is absolute sacrifice, love. Everything of Krishna. Krishna's life itself is dana, given to this world out of absolute compassion. Understand? The human beings have become so cranky just for their own birth greed to possess the things of this world. See, they have gone to the extreme. Either I possess or no one possesses. That is the devilish mentality, demonic mentality. And too many demons have evolved with too much of capabilities during that period. That is why Krishna has to create a controlled condition, Kurukshetra, and diffuse all the demonic weapons, demonic people's powers and capabilities. Like how they diffuse the nuclear infrastructure, the atomic infrastructures, the atom bomb infrastructures. Same way, Krishna created the controlled condition called Kurukshetra in his own very breathing space, and it dismantles all of them, diffuses all of them, and saves the whole Srishti. He saves the Srishti by diffusing all of it, and too many deluded, greedy people and their weapons and their powers, he removes all of it. He cleanses all of it and saves planet Earth. Conducting the Mahabharata war is one of the most beautiful, compassionate service Krishna has done. If Krishna has not conducted the Mahabharata war, today we will not be having the planet Earth where we can sit and talk to each other. If we are sitting and talking to each other, if we human beings are still on the planet Earth, worship Krishna. Just his sacrifice. Shraddadeyam Ashraddaya Adeyam Shriyadeyam Hiyadeyam Piyadeyam Samvidadeyam. Taittiriya Upanishad talks about dana. Translation is, dana should be given with shraddha, authenticity. It should never be given without authenticity. It should be given in plenty, with modesty, with humbleness, with compassion. All this definition simply goes to Krishna. He gave his whole life, his brand, everything about him. Still gets blamed. Still gets blamed as womanizer and warmongerer. See, when demonic people like either I possess or no one possesses gets weapons, they destroy the whole world. The Srishti would have been destroyed if Krishna did not conduct the Mahabharata war and diffuse all the weapons, powers demonic people had. If we are still sitting in planet Earth, just worship Krishna. He is the founding father of the planet Earth we are sitting. If it did not happen, we will not be having the planet Earth now for us to sit and enjoy. Because some fool would have destroyed it with some Brahmastra or Narayanastra. The greatest achievement of Krishna is destroying all the weapons in one controlled condition and saving the planet Earth. When I was in the Mailapur Ramakrishna Math as a brahmachari, I'll never miss going to Parthasarathi temple. Kapalishwara temple and Parthasarathi temple, these two are my favorite. Every day I'll go and stand in front of Parthasarathi. When I see his beard and mustache while he was in Chennai, in Triplicane, because he could not shave the face, Bhishma Bana. That is why even now, the Parthasarathi, Tiruvallikeni Parthasarathi, if you see the Utsavamurti's face, you can see all the Bhishma Bana. After the war, Krishna came for rest to Chennai. On the ocean side, he rested to recover. So that is the Triplicane Parthasarathi temple. That's the only temple I think Krishna is with mustache, beard. Because he was recovering from all the wounds. He could not shave. I tell you, whenever I see the Parthasarathis mustache and the Utsava Murti of Parthasarathi, tears used to roll in my eyes. What a compassion. Just you took the arrows and saved the planet Earth. Just to keep the planet Earth alive for all of us. You took everything on your face. The absolute compassion. I want to build one temple for Parthasarathi. Any one of our temple, I will install Parthasarathi. In the very farm, he lives in Triplicane. maybe any one of our temple in the beach side, any one of our beachside property, I want to install Parthasarathi. The very farm he is grazing in Triplicane. Extreme compassion. You can see Parthasarathi with mustache. Because of the Bhishma Bana, arrows of the Bhishma, so much of wounds on his face, he could not shave. He just left there. He grew beard and mustache. The whole family is with him, taking care of him in Triplicane. If you see in the Garbha Mandir itself, the whole family is there. Parthasarathi. Parthasarathi is symbol of extreme compassion. Get the Utsavamurti photo and project. Here you can see Parthasarathi. The original photo of the Utsavamurti of Parthasarathi. You can see in the face all the Bhishma Bana, how it has hurt the face, and almost like a features are hurt. You can see the close-up, the Bhishma Banas, the arrows of Bhishma. Understand? Whether the physical arrows of Bhishma, he took it on himself, or verbal abuse of Shishubala, nothing stopped his sacrifice. What a personality. Hey, you should teach Krishna to your kids, not other stupid warriors. Krishna is the hero. I think next few days I'm going to sing the truth of Krishna, reality of Krishna, not glory. Nobody can glorify Krishna. How can you glorify the glory itself? திருவண்ணாமலைக்கு தீபம் போடுவியாடா? திருநெல்வேலிக்கு அல்வா கொடுப்பியாடா? You can't glorify the glory itself. I'll speak the reality of Krishna as he blessed me, so you can all understand and experience Krishna. I tell you, like how, even though I'm using English words, but fundamentally I'm a Sanskrit grammar, Panini Sutra. Same way, if you understand Krishna, even if you live in this world, your foundation will be Paramashiva. To live as Paramashiva, understand Krishna. Krishna manifested the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva, super consciousness of Paramashiva, Kailasa of Paramashiva, absolutely to its ultimate. The powerful weapons existed at that time, Brahmastra, Narayanastra, Brahmanandastra, Bhargavastra, Pashubhadastra, Brahmashirsa Brahmashirsa Astra, each one of them are independently capable of destroying the earth. But too many demonic fellows had possession of these weapons. So any one fellow goes crazy, will destroy planet Earth. It was on the verge of collapse. Any day, the planet Earth will be destroyed. Any one guy going crazy. So that is why Krishna has created a beautiful controlled conditions and diffused, destroyed everything. With one Drona getting killed, the reproduction industry of Brahmastra is finished, over. Like that, he finished all of them and diffused and saved the planet Earth. Parthasarathi is responsible for the planet Earth we are enjoying. Everything belongs to Parthasarathi, which we are enjoying. Krishna is absolute incarnation of Narayana, who comes down to save the planet Earth, because maintenance is Narayana's responsibility. Paramashiva's maintenance phase, from that Narayana emerges, and Narayana's responsibility is maintaining the planet Earth, sustenance. So Krishna manifests and does the job of protecting, sustenance. How much Krishna has to go through? The extreme Tyaga. It's not that end of the war. He is going to be coronated. No, somebody else is going to be coronated. He goes back to his Dwarika. Only gets blamed as a warmonger. Gets cursed by Gandhari, even to lose his Yadukula. So finally, he tells the Surya Vamsa, see, the Orissa, the Kalinga was ruled by Surya Vamsa. He tells the Surya Vamsa people to keep his Jiva Samadhi. His body was handed over to Puri. Actually, is the form which he used, he, Balarama and Subhadra, all that their physical body is in Jagannath temple. The Jagannath deity represents the physical body used by Krishna, Balarama and Subhadra. I'll reveal more things about it later. Every way, the Krishna's sacrifice. Let's celebrate Krishna. So, 11th night, 12th early morning is Janmashtami, but cosmically it has already started. So, I want all of you to practice that mirror meditation I gave you yesterday. If you just sit in front of the mirror, keep the Atmalinga, put Jnananjana on your third eye and your reflection's third eye. Remember, now the cosmos is expanding and expansion is accelerated with that Maha Shabda. Sheva, Sheva, Sheva. You will reach the same frequency and you will see cosmos in the mirror, not just the body you are carrying. Then this Maha Shabda Siddhi happens to you. You can manifest powers, whatever you want with this meditation process. Please do it for next few more days. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailas of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.